Welcome to the OmniSwitch 2220 WebSmart installation and configuration training. In this module, we will cover the general overview of the OmniSwitch 2220. At the end of this module, you will be able to summarize the hardware features and list the available OmniSwitch 2220 models. The OmniSwitch 2220 is a low-price switch dedicated for small offices and homes. The management is via web interface. Using the web interface, you can configure the switch's Layer 2 features. An advantage of the OmniSwitch 2220 is that it is fanless, making installation on an office desk or mounting directly to a wall possible. Click each button to learn more about the OmniSwitch 2220 models and their hardware specifications. The first model in the OmniSwitch 2220 family is the 8-port model. The OS 2220-8 is available with or without power over Ethernet. The second model in the OmniSwitch 2220 family is the 24-port model. The OS 2220-24, like the 8-port model, is available with or without power over Ethernet. The third model in the OS 2220 family is the 48-port model. The OS 2220-48, like the other models, is available with or without PoE. All models have two 1 gigabit SFP ports. All user ports support 10 meg, 100 meg, and 1 gig Ethernet. On the front of the OmniSwitch 2220 are the status LEDs. The first LED, on the bottom left, is the power LED. Each port has an LED that shows port activity. On the PoE models, there is a second LED that indicates the PoE status. Thank you for completing the General Overview module. In this module, we reviewed the OmniSwitch 2220 hardware and its main features. In the next module, you will learn about how to unbox, mount, connect, and start the OmniSwitch 2220. In this module, we will discuss how to power on and access the OmniSwitch 2220. At the end of this module, you will be able to unbox, mount, connect, and start the OmniSwitch 2220. You will also learn how to access the OmniSwitch 2220 using the Web Management interface. Let's first look at the items that come with the OmniSwitch 2220. The OmniSwitch 2220 can be installed on a desktop, mounted on a wall, or installed in an equipment cabinet. Click the buttons on the bottom of the page to learn how to connect and start an OmniSwitch 2220. To power on and connect the OmniSwitch 2220, you will need the OmniSwitch 2220 with power cable, a PC, and an Ethernet cable. Unbox and install the OmniSwitch 2220. Use the power cable supplied with the OmniSwitch 2220 to connect it to a power outlet. Start your PC. It must have an Ethernet port and a web browser. Connect an Ethernet cable between your PC and one of the OmniSwitch 2220's user ports. Once the cable is plugged in, you can connect to the administrative web interface. Once started, the OmniSwitch can be managed from the web interface. The default management IP address of the OmniSwitch is 192.168.1.3. To access the web interface, configure the network interface of your PC to be the same subnet as the switch. For example, 192.168.1.20. The default IP address of the switch can be changed. Click the play button to learn how to change the default IP address of the OmniSwitch 2220. On this page, you are given two choices on learning how to access the administrative web interface. The first option launches a short video. The second option is an interactive tutorial. Please choose one or both. From your web browser, enter the management IP address of your switch in the address bar. By default, the management IP address is 192.168.1.3. In the logon screen, enter admin for the username and click login. You will be directed to the OmniSwitch 2220's administrative web interface home screen. The admin account does not have a password by default. Use the slider at the top of the page to discover the main areas of the OmniSwitch 2220's admin web interface homepage. The device view or device view displays the switch's ports and their status. A green color indicates that the port is enabled. Red indicates an error, and blue is a disabled link. The navigation menu contains submenus for configuring the OmniSwitch 2220's features. The four main menus, System, Switching, Security, and QoS, can be expanded to view all available options. The main page displays the fields used to configure or monitor the OmniSwitch 2220. On pages that contain configuration options, you can populate the information directly or select items from drop-down menus. Finally, additional buttons are available on the right side of the page. The Help, Log Out, and Save to save the current configuration. Thank you for completing this module. In this module, we discovered the elements delivered with the OmniSwitch 2220, how to install it, how to connect it, and how to access its administrative web interface. In the next module, we will see how to view the general information of an OmniSwitch 2220. In this module, we will cover how to view the general information of an OmniSwitch 2220. At the end of this module, you'll be able to access the OmniSwitch 2220 Administrative Web Interface home screen, view inventory information, and check the software version used. Once connected, the OmniSwitch 2220 Administrative Web Interface, the dashboard, will be displayed. Click the Play button to study the different information available on this page. The first box displays general information about the OmniSwitch 2220, including the product name, configured name, location, IP address, MAC address, and activity time. The second field lists the device information, including hardware type, model identifier, serial number, software version, and operating system. The third area displays the percentage of memory currently used. The following box lists the people currently connected to the switch, their IP addresses, and the activity time for each session. The fourth and last box lists the activity log and last entries of the log file. The Inventory tab allows you to view the information stored in the non-volatile memory of the OmniSwitch 2220. Hover over each field to get more information on each of the items. The version status page allows you to view the installed versions of the OmniSwitch 2220. The OmniSwitch 2220 has two versions, the active version and a backup version. This feature helps reduce downtime during updates. Thank you for completing this module. In this module, we learned how to access and view the data displayed on the OmniSwitch 2220's Administrative Interface home screen. We also saw how to check several important parameters of the OmniSwitch 2220. In the next module, we will learn how to configure the basic features of the OmniSwitch 2220 in a standalone environment. In this module, we will configure the OmniSwitch 2220's main features. At the end of this module, you'll be able to list and configure the main features of the OmniSwitch 2220. In this first use case, a company has acquired an OmniSwitch 2220 and wants to take advantage of the features it offers. Hover over buttons 1, 2, and 3 for a preview of each feature. PoE, or Power over Ethernet, provides power along with data through an Ethernet cable. The PoE feature is enabled by default on all PoE models of the OmniSwitch 2220. VLANs, or virtual LANs, are used to logically partition a network. Multiple VLANs can be created on an OmniSwitch 2220. In this example, only one VLAN is being used. The Auto VoIP feature allows the detection and prioritization of voice over IP traffic over other traffic streams on the network. This feature is enabled by default on the OmniSwitch 2220. In the second use case, a company has acquired several OmniSwitch 2220s and want to take advantage of the networking features offered. Hover over buttons 1, 2, 3, and 4 for a preview of the feature. The Spanning Tree Protocol, STP, is a Layer 2 network protocol for maintaining a loop-free network topology. STP is enabled by default on the OmniSwitch 2220. The OmniSwitch 2220 also supports RSTP, Rapid Spanning Tree Protocol 802.1W, and MSTP, IEEE 802.1Q 2005 Standard Protocol. In this example, the link on the right is disabled to prevent a loop in the network. The LACP, or Link Aggregation Control Protocol, is a Layer 2 protocol that allows you to group multiple physical ports into a single logical channel. In this example, 2 physical ports are grouped into one logical channel between each OmniSwitch 2220. IGMP snooping is a Layer 2 feature that allows you to transfer multicast traffic to only the ports that have requested this traffic. This feature is enabled by default on the OmniSwitch 2220. In this example, the station at the bottom right does not receive multicast traffic because it did not request it. The Auto VoIP video multimedia feature allows the detection and prioritization of voice, video, or multimedia traffic over other traffic streams on the network. This feature is enabled by default on the OmniSwitch 2220. In this example, the 3 PCs receiving a multicast and the phone have their streams prioritized over the PC in orange at the bottom right. In the third and final case, a company has acquired an OmniSwitch 2220 and wants to secure access to the administrative web page of the OmniSwitch and secure access to the company's network. Hover over buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to preview the features. Then click each of the buttons to learn how to configure the feature through the administrative web interface. The MAC address filtering feature allows you to associate MAC addresses with a VLAN and a set of source and destination ports. Any packet with a MAC address in a specific VLAN is allowed only if the input port is included in the list of allowed source ports. In this example, the left PC is in VLAN 2 and sends traffic. The MAC 1 is known by the switch and allowed in VLAN 2, so the traffic is allowed. The port security features allows you to set a maximum number of MAC addresses that can be learned on each port. Once the limit is reached, no other MAC addresses can be learned on this port. In this example, the maximum number of MACs that can be learned on port 1 is 2. Connected to the port are 2 devices, a PC and a phone. Both devices are granted access. On port 20, the maximum number of MAC addresses that can be learned is 2. But there are 4 connected devices on port 20. 2 of the 4 devices will be denied access to the network. The admin access control features ensures that only authorized users can log in and administer the OmniSwitch 2220. In this example, the 3 PCs on the left have been authorized. The PC on the right has not, so will not be able to administer the OmniSwitch 2220. The User Accounts feature allows you to create user accounts. By default, only the admin account is available. It is possible to have the OmniSwitch 2220 an account with rights for read-write and up to 5 accounts for read-only. The 802.1x feature allows you to require authentication for users who want to access the corporate network. In this example, a Radius server manages the credentials of users and devices wishing to connect to the network. If user fails authentication, access to the network is denied. Thank you for completing this module. In this module, we learned that the OmniSwitch 2220 offers several features that are commonly used in most environments. In the next module, you will learn how to troubleshoot the OmniSwitch 2220. In this module, we will cover how to use the maintenance features of the OmniSwitch 2220. At the end of this module, you'll be able to use the main maintenance features offered by the OmniSwitch 2220. Let's start with the basic maintenance features. Click each of the icons to get more information on the corresponding features. The reset button is available on the front panel of the OmniSwitch 2220. To factory reset the switch, press and hold the reset button for 10 seconds. Warning: this feature erases all information from the switch and returns the switch to factory default, including management IP, password, and all configurations. The system reset page resets the OmniSwitch 2220 to the state of its last backup. The system reset page can be accessed from the System, Utilities, System Reset menu. The switch recovery mode allows you to modify the IP configuration of the OmniSwitch 2220 from the command line interface, reset the web interface, and restore the default MAC address of the OmniSwitch 2220. To use this mode, two steps are necessary. First, check Telnet server settings. Then, start a Telnet connection with the following parameters: the switch's management IP address and configure Telnet port. The default port for Telnet is 65530. Click each of the icons to get more information on the corresponding features. The PoE configuration page allows you to view all information about Power over Ethernet. It can be accessed from the System PoE configuration menu. The port summary page allows you to view the parameters of all physical ports on the OmniSwitch 2220. It can be accessed from the System Ports Summary menu. The cable test feature allows you to determine the connection status of a given port. This feature also displays the approximate length of an Ethernet cable. This feature is available from the System Ports Cable Test menu. The Switch Statistics page allows you to view detailed statistics of the traffic passing through the switch. To access the statistics, go to the System, Statistics, System Switch menu. Let's move on to the advanced maintenance features. Click each of the icons to get more information on the corresponding features. The OmniSwitch 2220 automatically generates messages in response to events, faults, and errors generated. These messages are stored locally and can be viewed from the System Logs menu. The generation of these messages can be administered from the Configuration submenu. The messages or log files can be sent to one or more centralization points to facilitate the supervision or to allow the archiving of the log event information. To configure an external centralization point, go to the System Logs Host menu. In this example, we will send the log files to a server with the IP address 192.168.1.200. The port mirroring feature makes it possible to duplicate the traffic coming or arriving on a port in a transparent way. This feature is useful for analyzing packets passing through the switch. To access the page to configure port mirroring, go to the System Port Mirroring menu. In the following video, we mirror the traffic from port 7 to port 8. Thank you for completing this module. In this module, we learned how to use the maintenance feature of the OmniSwitch 2220.